Hello there, my name is Vinny Voodoo, and today I want to talk about high resolution text to streaming. Now, I've made lots of videos on this, and I will link to them at the end of this video and in the description. And whilst they're pertinent to Warzone 1, they are also relevant to Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2. In fact, every bit of information in there really is the same in terms of what they do, how they do it, whether or not they affect your performance and stuff like that. I would recommend go and take a look at them. There's no point going back over old ground. Now, I have been testing this for quite some time, and I have recommended turning off high resolution text to streaming because I really couldn't see a massive difference. It doesn't help that you can't actually zoom into your operator as much as I would like. So if I take a look at this guy here and actually go to zoom in, that's as close as I can get to him. So even if his pants weren't in the best high resolution texture, you wouldn't be able to tell by turning it on. However, I have noticed that you can tell in the store, specifically for the guns, and I think there's a reason for this. I think the default operators and guns that you get with this game are already high resolution textures, and obviously they're not streamed, they're just downloaded when you install the game. So if you're looking at the newer characters such as Snoop Dogg and Nicki Minaj and all of the guns that have just become available, they're not on your hard drive, obviously. So it has to stream those textures, at least initially, and put them in a cache. Later on, it will then put them in a bin for future use if you turn on high-res textures. I'm getting ahead of myself here though. Let's take a look at where this option is. You go to your settings, go to that cog. Under graphics, you'll see on-demand text is streaming with several options allowing you to allocate the size of the bin. That's an ever-changing cache of textures. And you can also set download limits if you have a data cap. What it does is make the guns and operators look a little bit better. And whilst I can't really see it on the operators, I have managed to find differences on the guns. So without further ado, let's just take a look at a couple of guns before text is streaming is turned on and after. Okay, the first gun we're going to take a look at is this one right here. It's in the store as I'm making this video, and I want you to take a note of the little gold piping that's on the side of the gun. I'll zoom in the edit software so we can see it clearly. I'm talking about that kind of stepped piping there that is clearly anti-aliased and clearly low resolution. I will turn on high resolution texture streaming and the cross dissolve over to what it looks like afterwards, and I think you'll agree it is very, very noticeable. Again, I will actually go back to before texture streaming is switched on now, and it is suddenly very clear that this option actually does do something. But I am zoomed in there in my edit software. So on the next gun, I'm not going to zoom in at all. This is how it showcases this gun exactly as it is in the store, or indeed if you've bought it as it is in your weapons locker. And if you look at those lines there and notice the stepping on them again, anti-aliasing, and I will cross dissolve to after texture streaming is on now, and it cleans up. Now, not all of the textures are already low res, so some of them weren't affected by this option, but the ones that are look so much better, and nothing shows it better than the next gun here. Not only is the text ballistics weapon system look better, but the actual texture on the gun itself, I'll put an arrow where I'm talking about, it just looks like grey, washed out, possibly metal there. And I will hard cut to after you turn on texture streaming now, and suddenly it's crystal clear. Again, I'll go back to before texture streaming on there, and it's like last gen versus current gen. So there is a real reason to actually turn this option on now. There I am back out with the texture streaming on, but is it worth turning on for you? Well, let's back out and sum up. I'm going to call this video something like "It's time to turn on high resolution texture streaming," but I don't mean for everyone. If you have a last gen system, if you have a 3G phone that's working as your internet connection, or if you just have a slow internet connection, you will be spending some of that data making the graphics look better at the expense of being able to shoot someone in terms of your ping and your internet speed. So everyone's going to be different, and I can't firmly say, even though I'll put the title as that on the video, that that's definitely something you should do. However, since you can just turn it on and off very easily in the settings as I showed earlier, give it a go. And who knows, the guns that you've purchased or the guns that you've got via earning them may look a lot lot better. It's always important to note that this does not affect environment textures. The game itself, such as the trees and walls and bricks and everything, won't be affected by this option. So it's only if you want to see your own guns and stuff you've bought look better. That's it from me. I will leave a link, as I promised, to the previous videos going in much greater depth discussing how this option works. And if you've got any questions, leave me a comment. In the meantime, my name is Vinny Voodoo, and thanks for watching.